The four of them go up to the roof one at a time because the stairs are narrow. Kamala goes first, then Priya, then Selvi, then Mithili. Selvi hears Mithili coming up behind her in stockinged feet, carrying her sandals in her left hand, the way Mithili has carried her sandals upstairs since she was 7. The sound of the sandal buckles knocking softly against the wall is the sound that tells Selvi her youngest sister is in the house at all. The terrace is concrete, painted oxblood red, with a parapet wall at hip height and a single string of marriage lights running along the parapet from the staircase head to the corner where the water tank stands. The lights are small and warm and yellow. They have been on since 6 o'clock and they will be on until the generator goes off at 1. Below them, on the street, the band is still playing somewhere, not in this lane but in the next one, and the sound of the band comes up over the parapet, fragmented by buildings, half music, half shout, and underneath the band there is the sound of the sea 3 streets away, which is the sound that has been under everything since Selvi was a child. Kamala has brought a flask of filter coffee. She sets it down on the low concrete bench by the parapet. She has brought 4 small steel tumblers. She pours one and holds it out without looking up. Kamala. Selvi, sit, Selvi. I will stand, Kamala. Sit, you have been standing since 4, Priya. She has been standing since the morning. I saw her in the kitchen at 6, Kamala. Sit, Selvi. Selvi sits. She takes the tumbler. The coffee is too hot to drink. She holds it against her palm to feel the heat. Mithili has come up onto the terrace and is standing at the head of the stairs with her shoes still in her hand, looking at the 3 of them on the bench. Kamala. Mithili, there is coffee. Mithili, I will stand. Priya, she said the same thing, that one. Kamala. There is room on the bench. Mithili, I will stand. Mithili goes to the parapet at the far corner, by the water tank 4 meters from the bench. She puts her shoes down by her feet, neatly, side by side, the straps tucked. She leans her elbows on the parapet and looks out over the lane. She is 40. She has not been in this house for 9 years. Her hair is long down her back, and it is gray at the temples in a way that none of the other 3 sisters' hair is gray, because Mithili stopped dyeing hers when their mother died in 2019, and the other 3 have not. The lights on the parapet move slightly in the breeze coming off the sea. Below them, in the lane, someone is shouting for a boy called Karthik. The shouting goes on for a while and stops. How long are you here, Mithi? Mithili, through the wedding. Then, Mithili, back to Chennai. Monday morning train. Priya, you will not stay a day after. Mithili, I cannot. Priya, you have always said you cannot. Mithili, it has always been true. Kamala, Priya, leave it. Priya, I am not doing anything. I am asking my sister how long she is in the house she was born in. It is a question. It is allowed. Mithili, through the wedding. Priya, as I said, the band in the next lane stops playing. They are between songs. In the gap, Selvi can hear, 3 streets away, the sound of a single rickshaw turning into Bharathi Street, with its horn going. The horn is the small, sharp, electronic one, 2 notes. She has heard that horn at every family event in this house for 20 years, and it is, she knows Murugan, the auto driver who lives behind the temple, and the horn means Murugan is bringing somebody back from somewhere, probably the railway station, probably one of the cousins from Trishi. Kamala. Murugan. Priya. Yes, Kamala. He will be bringing Suresh's people. Priya. They were on the 4:30. Kamala. They have come on the late one then. I should go down. Priya. Sit, Akka. Kamala. I should go down. They will want. Priya. They will want nothing. There are 6 women in the kitchen. There is rice on the stove. There are flowers in the hall. They will be received. Sit. Kamala sits. She does not pour herself a coffee. She puts both her hands flat on her knees the way their mother used to put both her hands flat on her knees when she had decided to listen to something she did not want to hear. Kamala. Mithili. Yes, Akka. Kamala. Will you come and sit? Mithili. I am comfortable here, Kamala. I am not asking because you are uncomfortable. I am asking because I would like you to sit with us. Mithili. I will stand. The band starts up again. It is the slow song they play before they start packing up, the one with the high reed and the long sustained drum. Selvi knows the song. She has known it since she was 8. Her father used to hum it in the mornings while he shaved, standing at the basin in the back room with the small square mirror leaning against the windowsill. And she used to sit on the doorstep behind him and watch the back of his head and listen to him hum. She does not know if her sisters know that their father used to hum that song. She has never asked. There is a great deal she has never asked her sisters. Priya, she is not going to come and sit, Akka. Kamala, I know. Priya, she has not sat with us in 9 years, Kamala. I know, Priya. Priya, she did not sit with us at Amma's funeral. She stood at the back of the hall. She did not eat the meal afterwards. She left before we cut Amma's hair. Mithili, I was there for the funeral. I was there for the prayers. I do not have to be there for everything. Priya, you did not eat the meal. Mithili, I do not have to eat the meal. Priya, it is the meal, Mithi. It is the meal, Mithili. I know what it is, Akka. Kamala, Priya, I am only saying. Kamala, you are saying too much. Priya, she is my sister also, Kamala. She is, and she is here. She has come for Lakshmi's wedding, and she is here for 3 days, and we are sitting on the terrace with her, and the air is good, and the coffee is hot, and I would like, please, Akka, of all of us, I would like, please, to enjoy that before we begin. The wind moves the marriage lights again. The bulbs swing on their wire, and the shadow of the wire moves across the painted concrete of the terrace and across the foot of the parapet where Mithili is standing. Mithili does not look up. Mithili, begin what, Kamala? Kamala, drink your coffee, Mithili. Mithili, I am not drinking coffee, Kamala. There is a tumbler. There is coffee in the flask. Drink your coffee, Mithili. I do not want any, Kamala. It will be cold soon, Mithili. Then it will be cold. The band in the next lane finishes the slow song. There is a pause, and then they pack up. Selvi can hear the small clatter of the cymbals being put into the case, and the call of one of the players to another, asking about the next event. The next event is tomorrow night, here, in front of the gate, for the procession before the marriage hall. The band will be back. Below the terrace in the lane, the auto rickshaw has arrived, and people are getting out. Selvi can hear suitcases on the gravel. She can hear a man's voice, light, joking, and a woman's laugh, and a child saying something twice. The cousins from Trishi. Kamala has tilted her head, listening. Kamala, it is Suresh, Priya. Yes, Kamala. And Vasanthi, Priya, yes. Kamala, and the boy, Priya, yes, and the new baby. Kamala, Vasanthi has brought the new baby. Priya, yes, Akka. She wrote in the message, Kamala, I did not know she was bringing the baby. Priya, she wrote in the message 2 weeks ago. Akka, I sent you a screenshot of the message. Kamala, she is 6 months old. Pri 7. Kamala, she is too small. Priya, she is not too small. She is fine. They have been on the train for 5 hours. She slept the whole way, Vasanthi said. Kamala, she is too small. There is a silence. Mithili has turned her head slightly towards them. Selvi sees the line of her younger sister's jaw in the yellow light from the bulbs. It is their mother's jaw exactly. It is the jaw their mother had at 40, before the weight came on, before the diabetes. Selvi has not seen her mother's jaw in 7 years, since the funeral, and her own face does not have it, and Kamala's face does not have it, and Priya's face does not have it, and Mithili at the parapet 4 meters away has it in the yellow light, as if their mother is leaning on the parapet watching the lane. Kamala, Priya, yes, Akka. Kamala, go down. Tell Vasanthi the room is the front one upstairs. Tell her there is hot water in the kitchen tap for the baby. Tell her there is milk in the fridge if she needs it. Tell her not to come up to the terrace tonight, that we will see her in the morning, that she is to rest. Priya, she will want to come up. Kamala, tell her not to. Priya, Akka. Kamala, tell her not to. Priya, tonight is not for guests, tonight is for us. Priya looks at Kamala for a long moment. Then Priya looks at Mithili. Then Priya gets up. She tucks her sari pleat over her shoulder. She goes to the stairs. She goes down without looking back. Selvi hears Priya's slippers on the stairs and then on the landing below, and then they are gone. There are 3 of them on the terrace now. Selvi and Kamala on the bench. Mithili at the parapet. The marriage lights swing. The wind off the sea is steady. It is Selvi notices, just past 9. Kamala, Mithili, yes, Kamala. Kamala, will you come and sit now, please? With me and with Selvi. Just us 3. Priya has gone down, Mithili. Why has Priya gone down, Kamala? Because she would not have let me say what I want to say. Mithili, and what do you want to say? Kamala, come and sit. Mithili, tell me from there. Kamala, I will not tell you from here. It is not that kind of saying. There is a long pause. Then Mithili picks up her sandals from the floor of the terrace, holds them by their straps in her left hand, walks across the terrace, and sits down on the concrete bench on Kamala's other side, so that Kamala is between Selvi and Mithili. She does not put on the sandals. She holds them in her lap. Mithili's shoulder is not touching Kamala's shoulder. There is the width of 2 fingers between them. Selvi notices the distance. It is the distance Mithili has been keeping from Kamala in this family for 9 years, and Mithili is keeping it on the bench. Kamala, thank you. Mithili, tell me Akka. Kamala, Mithi, the wedding is the day after tomorrow. Mithili, I know. Kamala, Lakshmi has been waiting for this wedding for a long time. Mithili, I know. Kamala, she is 26. Mithili, I know how old my niece is. Kamala, the boy's family are good people. Mithili, I have met them. Kamala, they are not difficult people. Mithili, no, they are not. Kamala, they will not ask difficult questions. Mithili, no Kamala, but they will be in this house tomorrow night, and the day after, and there is the matter of the photographs. Mithili, yes, Kamala, the family photograph after the ceremony. Mithili, yes, Kamala, with all 4 sisters. Mithili, yes, Kamala. Mithili, yes, Kamala. Kamala, I need you to be in the photograph. Mithili, I will be in the photograph. Kamala, I need you to be standing in your right place in the photograph. Mithili, I know where my place is. Kamala, you will stand on the left of Selvi. Mithili, I know. Kamala, as you have always stood. Mithili, Kamala, I know where my place is in the photograph. I have stood for the photograph at every wedding in this family for 25 years. I have stood there with our father living, and with him not living, and with our mother living, and with her not living, and I will stand there day after tomorrow. Kamala, then I need to ask you the other thing. Mithili, ask it. Kamala, will you eat the meal? There is a silence on the terrace. Selvi does not look at Mithili. Selvi looks down at the steel tumbler in her own hand and at the coffee in it, which has gone the temperature where the steel has cooled to where her palm can stand it, and she watches a small skin of milk form on the surface of the coffee where the air has touched it. Mithili, no. Kamala, Mithili, no. Akka, I will not eat the meal. Kamala, Mithi, please. Mithili, I will be in the photograph. I will stand in my place. I will smile. I will hold Lakshmi's hand. I will give her the bangles. I will eat at the boy's family's house at the reception the next evening because that is their meal, and that is fine. I will not eat the meal here. I have not eaten the meal in this house since 2015, and I will not eat the meal in this house at Lakshmi's wedding. Kamala, Mithi, you cannot not eat the meal. Mithili, I can. I have. I will, Kamala. It is Lakshmi's wedding. It is your sister's daughter's wedding. Mithili, I know whose wedding it is. Kamala, then. Mithili, I will not eat the meal. Kamala, Mithi, the boy's family will see Mithili. Then they will see Kamala. They will ask. Mithili, then they will ask. Then Priya will say that I am keeping a fast. Priya is very good at saying that. She has said it for 9 years. Kamala, at a wedding, Mithi. Not at a wedding, Mithili. At a wedding most of all. The wind moves the marriage lights. The shadow of the wire moves across Mithili's hands in her lap, across the sandals she is holding. Below in the lane, the cousins from Trishi are being shown into the house. Selvi can hear Priya's voice, and then Vasanti's voice, and then the small bright wail of a baby coming awake, and then Vasanti shushing her, and then Priya again, and then a door closing. Kamala, Mithi, Mithili. Yes, Kamala, it is just a meal, Mithili. Akka, Kamala. It is a meal that the women have cooked together in the kitchen of this house. It is the meal we have always made for weddings. It is rice and the 3 vegetables and the lentils and the payasam at the end. It is the meal that our mother used to make. It is the meal our grandmother made for our mother's wedding. It is the meal Priya and I made for Lakshmi's first birthday and her ear piercing and her coming of age, and now it is the meal we are making for her wedding. It is just a meal, Mithi. It is just food on a leaf. Mithili, it is not just food on a leaf. Kamala, then tell me what it is. Mithili, you know what it is, Kamala. Tell me anyway. Mithili, I will not, Kamala. Mithili, Kamala, I will sit on this bench until you would like me to go down. I will be on the terrace tomorrow night. I will be at the ceremony day after tomorrow. I will stand in the photograph. I will not eat the meal. I will not say in this house, on this terrace, in front of Selvi, what the meal is. You may not ask me to. Kamala, I am asking Mithili. You may not ask me to. A long silence. The band has gone. The lane has gone quiet. Somewhere 2 streets away, a dog barks once and does not bark again. The sea is steady under everything. Selvi has, she realizes, been holding her coffee against her palm for so long that the tumbler is cool and her palm is sweating and the coffee is cold. She sets the tumbler down on the bench between her and Kamala. The small steel sound of the tumbler against the concrete is in the quiet, very loud. Kamala turns to Selvi. Kamala. Selvi. Yes, Kamala. You have been very quiet, Selvi. I have been listening, Kamala. Will you say what you think? Selvi, I do not know what I think, Kamala. You have been listening for 9 years. Selvi, I have, Kamala. And you have never said, Selvi. No, Kamala, will you say now? Selvi looks at her hands. Her hands are in her own lap. Her hands have henna on them from yesterday's Mendi for Lakshmi. An orange-brown pattern from her fingertips to past her wrists. The pattern is mango leaves and small flowers. It is the pattern her mother used to draw on Selvi's hands when Selvi was a girl, on every festival. Sitting on the floor of the back room, with a small bowl of paste and a thin stick, drawing each mango leaf with the same slow care, Selvi remembers her mother drawing the mango leaves. She remembers her mother's voice telling her to hold her hand still. She remembers her mother smelling of the paste and of the coconut oil in her hair and of the cardamom from the kitchen. She remembers her mother on the floor of the back room when Selvi was 9. She does not remember the rest of the back room when Selvi was 9. Selvi, Kamala. Yes. Selvi, I do not remember the back room, Kamala. Which back room? Selvi, the back room of this house when I was 9. There is a pause. Mithili's head turns very slightly towards Selvi. Selvi does not look at Mithili. Selvi looks at Kamala. Kamala's face has not changed. Kamala's hands are still on her knees. Kamala, you do not need to remember the back room, Selvi. Selvi, I do not remember it, Kamala. That is fine, Selvi. I remember Amma drawing the leaves on my hand. I remember the floor of the back room because I was sitting on it. I remember the small bowl of paste. I remember the cardamom from the kitchen. I do not remember anything else of the back room. I do not remember where the bed was. I do not remember the window. I do not remember which side of the room the door was on. I have been in this house for 3 days and I have not gone into the back room. I do not know if I have not gone in because I am busy or because I do not want to. Kamala, you are busy. It is the wedding, Selvi day. Kamala, it is the wedding, Selvi. The Mendi pattern on my hands. Kamala, yes, Selvi. It is Amma's pattern. Kamala, yes, Selvi. Who drew it on me yesterday? Kamala, Lalitha from the Mendi people, the one with the small van. Selvi, how did Lalitha know Amma's pattern? Kamala, I gave her a photograph, Selvi. Of what, Kamala? Of your hand, from your wedding photograph, from 1999, Selvi. I did not see you give her a photograph, Kamala. I gave it to her in the morning before you came down. Selvi, Kamala. Yes, Selvi. Selvi, I do not remember my wedding hands. Kamala, that is fine, Ma. That was 26 years ago. Of course you do not remember, Selvi. I remember the wedding. I remember Krishnan at the fire. I remember our father's hand on my head. I remember the smell of the jasmine. I do not remember the henna on my own hands. I have looked at the photographs. I know the pattern is the same as what is on my hands now. I do not remember the pattern from then. Kamala, it does not matter, Selvi. You are tired. We are all tired. It has been a long day. Mithili, she is not tired, Kamala. Kamala, Mithili, she is not tired. She is remembering. Kamala, Mithi, do not. Mithili, she is remembering. You can see it on her. She has been sitting on this bench for an hour, and she has been remembering, and now she is asking. Kamala, she is not asking. Mithili, she is asking She is asking why she does not remember the back room. She will ask the next thing in a moment. She will ask whether Amma was alive when Amma drew the leaves on her hand. She will ask whether it was Amma at all. She will ask who else was in the back room. She will ask what the meal was for the wedding in 1999 and who cooked it and why. Kamala, Mithili, Kamala, she is going to ask. Whether or not I am here, she is going to ask. I have waited 9 years for her to ask. I came back to this house this week because she wrote to me 3 months ago and said she had been thinking about the back room. She wrote it in an email. I have the email. I will show it to you, Kamala. Mithili, I will show it to you. She wrote it on the 11th of April, she said. Mithi, will you come to Lakshmi's wedding? She said. I have been thinking about the back room, and I cannot remember it, she said. I would like to talk to you. Out back. I said yes. I said I would come. I said I would not eat the meal, but I would come. I have been waiting on this terrace for her to ask me about the back room, since I got off the train on Sunday. A very long silence. Kamala's hands have come off her knees. Her hands are in her lap, held together. Selvi is looking at Mithili now. Mithili is looking at Selvi. Mithili's face is the face of a woman who has been carrying a thing for 36 years and has, in the last minute, set it down on the concrete bench between her and her sister. Kamala speaks very quietly. Kamala, Selvi, Selvi. Yes, Kamala. Do not ask, Selvi. Akka, Kamala. Do not ask, Selvi. Listen to me. Look at me, ma. Look at me. Selvi looks at Kamala. Kamala's face is composed. Kamala's eyes are wet, but Kamala's face is composed. Kamala has been the eldest for 51 years, and Kamala has not been ungentle for any of them, and she is not ungentle now. Kamala. Selvi, you do not have to remember the back room. You have a husband. You have 2 children. You have a life. You have come to your niece's wedding, and you have worn the green sari that you wore at Amma's last birthday, and you have stood in the kitchen this morning and chopped the beans for the lunch, and you have not remembered the back room for 36 years, and your life has been good. It has been a good life, Selvi. Mine has been good. Priya's has been good. We have raised our children. We have buried our parents in the way we wanted to bury them. The house is still ours. The garden is still ours. The boy that Lakshmi is marrying is a good boy. The day after tomorrow, we will eat the meal in the hall at the temple, and your daughter will be at. Your side and Priya's daughter will be married, and we will be 4 sisters at a wedding, the way we have been 4 sisters at every wedding in this family. If you ask Mithili the question, Selvi, if you ask her the question, I cannot put it back for you, ma. I cannot put it back. Once you ask, it is asked. Do you understand me? Do you understand what I am asking you? I am asking you not to ask. Selvi looks at her hands. The mango leaves run down her fingers. The pattern is her mother's. She knows it is her mother's because Kamala has just told her so. She does not, herself, know it is her mother's. She is 46 years old, and she has had this pattern on her hands at her wedding and her ear piercing as a girl, and her daughter's coming of age, and on every festival of her childhood that she remembers, and she does not remember her own mother drawing it, except for the once in the back room when she was 9. She remembers the once. She remembers the once very clearly. She remembers her mother's voice. She remembers the bowl. She remembers the cardamom. She remembers her mother's face above the bowl. She remembers her mother's face above the bowl was not her mother's face. She does not know how she remembers this. She does not know when she remembered it. She has been remembering it. She realizes now, all evening, in the way one remembers the shape of a word one cannot yet say. She looks up at Mithili, Selvi, Mithi. Yes, Akka, Selvi, was Amma alive? Kamala, Selvi, Selvi, was Amma alive when she drew the leaves on my hand? Kamala puts her face in her hands. Kamala does not make a sound. Kamala's shoulders do not move. Kamala has simply put her face in her hands. Mithili looks at Selvi for a long moment. Then Mithili reaches her hand across Kamala's lap and takes Selvi's hand. Mithili's hand is dry and cool. Mithili holds Selvi's hand in her own, the henna pattern on the back of it. The orange-brown leaves of their mother that were drawn yesterday by a woman called Lalitha from a photograph from 1999. Mithili, no ma, she was not. Selvi, when did she die? Mithili, she died when you were 7. Selvi, she died in 2019. Mithili, she died in 1986. The woman who died in 2019 was not Amma. The woman who died in 2019 was the woman who drew the leaves on your hand in the back room when you were 9. The woman who drew the leaves on your hand in the back room when you were 9 was the woman Kamala and Priya and the aunts brought into this house in the summer of 1986 after Amma died, the summer I was 4. They brought her in because I would not stop crying, and the wedding of our cousin Janaki was in 3 weeks, and there was no woman in the house to receive the boy's family. They brought her in, and they told me she was Amma. They told all of us she was Amma. They told the neighbors. They told the school. They told the boy's family at Janaki's wedding. They told Janaki. They told you, Selvi. when you came back from the school holiday at the grandparents' in Madurai. You were 9. You did not remember enough of Amma to know. You were the youngest of the 3 who came back from Madurai that summer. The youngest who would have known her. And you did not remember enough. I was 4. I was here. I knew. I have known since I was 4. Selvi, Mithili, the meal at the wedding, Akka. The meal at every wedding in this family since 1986. It is the meal we make to keep her in the house. It is the meal we make so that she stays and does not go. It is the meal the women cook together in the kitchen on the day before the wedding so that the woman who lived with us for 33 years and raised the 4 of us and was a good woman, Akka. She was a good woman, Selvi. I am not saying she was not. So that she stays in the house for one more wedding, so that she is in the photograph, so that she is Amma for one more day. Priya and Kamala and the aunts know. They have always known. They were old enough. They cooked the meal the first time in 1986 with the aunts for Janaki's wedding when Kamala was 12. They have cooked it every wedding since. You have eaten it every wedding since. You ate it at your own wedding. You ate it at Priya's wedding. You ate it at Amma's, at her, at the woman's funeral in 2019. You will eat it the day after tomorrow at Lakshmi's wedding if Kamala has her way. I will not eat it. I have not eaten it since I was 25, and I went into the kitchen during the cooking, and I saw what is put in it and what is said over it, and I have not eaten it since, and I will not eat it now. Selvi, Mithili, Akka, Selvi. What is in the meal? Mithili, Akka, Selvi. What is in the meal? Mithili. I cannot say. Selvi, tell me, Mithili. I cannot say it on this terrace, Akka. I cannot say it in this house. I will tell you on Monday morning. I will tell you at the railway station. I will take you with me on the train to Chenjai if you would like to come. You can come and stay with me as long as you like. I have room. I have always had room. You do not have to come. But if you come, I will tell you what is in the meal. Kamala has lifted her head out of her hands. Her face is wet. Her face is also, Selvi sees, completely composed in a way that only Kamala can compose her face after she has cried. Kamala looks at Selvi. Kamala, Selvi, Akka, listen to me. Selvi. Yes, Kamala. You are going to make a choice on this terrace in the next minute. I am going to ask you to make it. I am going to ask you because if I do not ask you now, the choice will be made for you by morning, by Priya, by Vasantithi when she comes up tomorrow, by the boy's mother when she arrives, by the meal itself. I am asking you now, Akka, while it is only us 3. Will you stay for the wedding? Selvi, Akka, Kamala. Listen to me. Will you stay for the wedding? Will you stay for Lakshmi? Will you eat the meal day after tomorrow? The way you have eaten it for 46 years. The way you ate it at your own wedding. The way I have eaten it and Priya has eaten it. Will you eat the meal and stand in the photograph and go home to Krishnan on Sunday night and live your life? Or will you go to Chennai on Monday with Mithili? Selvi, Akka, Kamala, I am not asking you to lie. I am not asking you to forget. I am asking you to eat the meal. That is all. That is what I am asking. I am asking you the thing I have asked Mithili, and the thing Mithili will not do. I am asking it of you because I love you, and because I would like you to be in this family for the rest of your life. Mithili will not be. Mithili has chosen. She has chosen for 9 years. She will go to Chennai on Monday, and she will live her life, and we will see her at funerals and at weddings, and she will not eat the meal, and the family will hold around her, and that is what we have done. I am asking you, Selvi, not to do that. I am asking you to eat, Selvi. And if I do not, Kamala, then you will go with Mithi, Selvi, and then Kamala. And then you will be my sister still. Ma, you will always be my sister. I will see you at funerals and at weddings, and I will love you. But you will not be in the photograph the day after tomorrow, because if you do not eat the meal, you cannot stand in the photograph. That is the rule of the meal. That is what the meal is for, Selvi. Who made the rule, Kamala? The aunts in 1986 when I was 12. Selvi, why? Kamala. Because Mithili was 4 and would not stop crying, and there was no woman in the house, and the wedding was in 3 weeks. Because there has to be a woman. Because there has to be a mother in the photograph. Because this is what we did, Ma. This is what we did. I am sorry. I have been sorry for 50 years. I am asking you anyway. Selvi looks down. Her hand is in Mithili's hand. The mango leaves on the back of her own hand are the pattern her mother drew. The woman who was not her mother drew. The woman who lived in this house for 33 years and died in 2019 and was buried by all four of them and was loved drew. The two facts will not, on the concrete bench under the marriage lights, with the sea 3 streets away and the cousins from Trishy asleep in the upstairs front room and her own daughter asleep in the room she grew up in, settle into one fact. Selvi closes her eyes. She lets her hand stay in Mithily's hand. She lets her other hand stay in her own lap. She does not, in the next minute, choose. She sits on the concrete bench and she lets the question be the air around her. She knows that this is also a choice. She knows that to not eat the meal in 2 days, she will have to get up off this bench and go down the stairs and tell her own daughter and her own husband and Priya in the kitchen, and that to eat the meal she will have to get up off this bench and go down the stairs and not tell anyone anything, and that either of those things will take her down the same stairs, in the same direction, past the same room in which the same woman drew the same leaves on her same hand 37 years ago, and the stairs do not care which she chooses. She opens her eyes. She looks at Mithili. She does not let go of Mithili's hand. She looks at Kamala. Selvi, Akka, I will come up to the terrace tomorrow night. I will tell you tomorrow night. I will not tell you now. Kamala, Selvi, tomorrow night Akka, on this bench, I will tell you. I have had 37 years not to know, and you are giving me one night, and I will take the one night. Kamala looks at her. Then Kamala nods. Once. Kamala, tomorrow night. Kamala, on this bench. Semela, yes, Akka. Kamala, will you be on this bench tomorrow night? Mithili, I will be on this bench tomorrow night. Kamala, thank you. The three of them sit on the bench. Selvi's hand is in Mithili's hand. Mithili's other hand is on Kamala's hand in Kamala's lap. They are not embracing. They are not speaking. They are sitting in a row of 3, on a concrete bench, on a roof terrace in Karakal, in July at 9:40 in the evening, with the marriage lights moving on the parapet and the sea 3 streets away, and the dog 2 streets away, beginning to bark again and stopping again, and the lane below them, quiet, and they are waiting for tomorrow night. Selvi does not. When she finally lies down in the back room at 1 in the morning after the generator goes off sleep, she lies on the mat on the floor of the back room of the house in which her mother died when she was 7, in which a woman who was not her mother lived for 33 years and drew leaves on her hand and was loved, and she stares at the ceiling. The ceiling is the ceiling she did not remember. The window is on the right side of the room, not the left. The door is by her feet. There is a small high shelf above the door, on which there is a brass lamp she has never seen before in her life, and which she has, she now realizes, seen every day of her childhood up to the age of 7, and not since. She does not get up to look at the lamp. She lies on the mat and she looks at it. She decides, lying on the mat, before the call of the first crow at 5, what she will say on the bench tomorrow night. She will not say it here. She will say it on the bench.